Awesome. Welcome, everyone. Today, we'll discover how Saifr, a Fidelity Labs company, is using Azure AI Foundry to power the Saifr Communication Compliance Agent, an AI solution that helps generate content aligned with financial services. I'm Shubhi, Product Manager at Azure AI Foundry, and I'm excited to be here with you. Joining me is Jono, the Chief Technology Officer at Saifr. Jono will share insights on how Saifr is leveraging Azure AI Foundry to enhance their compliance solutions.
Hi guys, how's it going? I'm Jono, and I'm the CTO of Saifr. As Shubhi says, we are actually when we're going to the demo now.
Oh, no.
No, all right, okay, great.
Okay, sounds good. Let's get started.
Yeah.
So before we dive into the details, let's talk a bit about what an agent is. An agent is a microservice that takes unstructured messages, optionally invokes other APIs, and returns messages. It can handle various tasks by interacting with different tools and systems, making it a versatile component in an AI application. You can update or fine-tune an agent without having to rebuild the whole system. They're crucial for automating tasks and enhancing efficiency in various domains. They can handle complex processes, make decisions, and interact with other systems to achieve optimal outcomes. Talking about the components of agents, tools are indispensable for agents. Significantly enhancing their capabilities and efficiency, they automate repetitive tasks, reduce errors, and provide real-time data and advanced analytics supporting informed decision-making. Azure AI Agent Service is a fully managed platform that empowers developers to build these agents. You can build, deploy, and scale these agents securely, supporting multi-agent workflows, open and interoperable tooling, and ensuring enterprise security. The service integrates models and tools from Microsoft and other industry-leading partners, allowing agents to access and interact with real-world data sources. This flexibility in use case enables the automation of routine tasks and the creation of innovative AI solutions across various domains, from personal productivity to customer service and even the financial domain. The Azure AI Agent Service combines the power of generative AI models with tools that allow it to access and interact with real-world data sources and simplifies the process of creating AI agents by reducing the amount of code that's required to support these client-side function calling and making it possible to achieve this in just few lines of code or even seamlessly through a UI. One way to use the Azure AI Agent Service is through the Foundry portal. Azure AI Foundry is a flexible, secure platform for services that empower enterprises, startups, and software developer companies to create the future of AI. You can use developer tools you already know, and you can build powerful solutions that optimize these performances, analyzes data, improves product discovery, validates the code, automates workflows, and much more. Azure AI Foundry brings models, agents, tools, and more into one unified experience. Access service through a developer-friendly portal, unified SDK, etc., allowing you to ship faster with quick experiment and continuous feedback loops. Talking about Foundry models, it's essential to highlight that we have some specific models tailored for compliance needs. These are the Saifr models available in the catalog, meticulously designed to meet the stringent compliance requirements of the financial services industry. Let's delve into how Saifr is leveraging these models to power their compliance agent. We are bringing to you the Saifr Communication Compliance Agent code samples as part of the Azure AI Foundry. The code samples are a central place to view multiple agent templates that enable you to create, update, modify, and build agent instances of your own. Let's look into the implementation details of these agents. Over to you, Jono.
Okay, so as you can see on this slide, this is the Saifr Communications Compliance Agent. So we made this available in the GitHub code samples for Azure AI agents, excuse me. And last year, Saifr deployed 4. So Saifr essentially is a company that's incubated in Fidelity Labs inside Fidelity Investments. And essentially our remit is to create AI models and agents from financial regulations. Okay, that's really important. So this is an agent we've created, but it's relying on 2 models that we've deployed last year into the AI Foundry model catalog. So the 2 models we deployed there is so essentially is retail marketing compliance model and then language suggestion model. If you look at the screen here, you can see that this is the playground of the Saifr Communication Compliance Agent. So we have a prompt, which is a very basic prompt, given the following paragraph: check it for compliance, having a risk level of low, and for any non-compliant sentences, obtain a suggested compliance sentence and rebuild the paragraph. Okay, that we're using ChatGPT 4.0 Mini as our agent orchestrator. So any modern LLM now is function aware. So we're just using that one as it's small. And essentially, we've created two tools. In the bottom there, you see the two tools. One is called suggested compliance sentence, and the other one is paragraph compliant. So essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to create those two tools, and they're going to be based on Open API specification 3 that you get automatically when you deploy two models to the model catalog. So let's just go run through it. So this is a video of it in action. So the playground is there. So we're going to take 3 pretty seriously non-compliant sentences. I guarantee you will make lots of money. We are confident that we can beat the S&P 500 index and invest in Bitcoin to get rich fast. So we're going to run that and stand back and see what's happening. So we can see, first of all, that there's looking for a reference using Open API. So that's a good thing. So we know that the agent orchestrator is actually looking at the tools, these Open API 3.0 specified tools. And it comes back with this. This is the sentence. This is the paragraph we sent in. And this is the compliant paragraph. So I'll just pause there. So you can see that I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's a lot more balanced than the original 3 sentences. So how do we know that it actually ran? So what we can look at is we can click on the run info, and we can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Open API calls. Okay, so the first Open API call is the first tool we set up, which was is paragraph compliant, and we can see the request and response there. You see a text, and I'll show you this later. What I'm going to do is we'll take a look at the models in the model catalog, and we'll see. And we'll run Insomnium, and we can query the REST endpoint, and you can see the requests and responses. But we're looking here now to see how the agent orchestrator did it. So it's certainly able to connect to the first one and get the list of sentences. I can see there's 3 sentences non-compliant, and then it goes against the second deployed model, and it gets a more compliant sentence for each one of the 3 non-compliant sentences. And essentially, that's it. So then, now what we can do is let's hop into the AI Foundry model catalog. So this is where we deployed these financial models last year. So there's 4 of them actually there at the moment. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to take a look at them. We're going to look at the model card. We're going to take a look at the REST API that's defined in it. And then we're going to query that, do some examples. So these are the 4 models. You've got language suggestion on the left, is the one we're interested in, and the other one on the right is Saifr Retail Marketing Compliance. So Saifr Retail Marketing Compliance is a model where you can send it a paragraph of text, and it will indicate the non-compliant sentences, and it will indicate why it's non-compliant. It will indicate the risk level, and it will indicate whether it's exaggerated, permissive, unwarranted, and these are based on FINRA 2210 rules, and that's how the model has been trained. So if we take a look at the REST API down the bottom, essentially, anytime you deploy a model from the AI Foundry, you will get a REST endpoint. And in this case, I'm sending in a bunch of text, and I'm indicating a risk level as low, medium, or high. And these are the findings that it comes back with. And these would be sentences that are non-compliant. And they're non-compliant because it's permissive, misleading, exaggerated, or unwarranted. So that's one model. So in your head, you're going, okay, well, I've got that one part of it. If I tell my agent, if I construct my prompt properly to the agent, it'll go and call that. And then for each one of the ones that it doesn't like, it's going to call the other ones. So it's a bit of magic, really. So let's go and take a look at the model card for language suggestion. And here we can see what language suggestion does is that it's another financial model and for financial services. And in this case, we're going to send it a non-compliant sentence, and it's going to come up with a more balanced compliant sentence. And it's pretty cool seeing it in actually. Yeah, so down the bottom, here's our REST API. In this case, we send in the non-compliant sentence. And the output is good because it retrieves the input sentence, which is the original sentences for reference. So you can refer back to it. And then it gives you a list of output strings, which are more than one sentence. But in this case, we're only taking the first sentence it recommends. So now I've deployed both of those models. And when you deploy both of the models, you get your endpoints. And if you take a look at the endpoints for the first one, language suggestion, we can see that it's got your inferencing endpoint. And we deploy these onto A100's GPUs. And we can also see, most importantly, is that you've got your Swagger URI there, Swagger endpoint. And that's really important because what we're going to do now is we're going to hop into Insomnium and we're going to query that. We're going to take a look at it just to make sure it's okay. And when we go to create the tool, the most important thing is that, is that pause or go? No?
Oh, it's paused, yeah.
Oh, pause, sorry. Sorry, when we go into the tool, we use the OpenAPI 3 specification, but there's just one thing missing from that. So you pull it from here, from AI Foundry, and you place it into your tool, but you got to remember to put in the servers field, and I'll explain that in a sec. Okay, so this is Insomnium. This is Swagger. This is the OpenAPI spec we're getting back from language suggestion. And you'll see that there's a bunch of endpoints. There's liveliness endpoints, readiness endpoints. There's our predict endpoint. And we have the requests and responses all defined. This makes it easy for the tool, for the agent to use the tool to make the query. Okay, so we've got request is sending in a sentence, and the response is returning an input sentence with one sentence. Okay, so let's go and try and execute language suggestion and see what it'll come up with. So I guarantee you will make lots of money, and it returns with our goal is to help you understand the market and make informed decisions. All right. So then if you query again, you got a different one. Our goal is to strive for success and growth, and you can query again. It's actually addictive, actually, if you keep doing this. Our goal is to help you manage your investments. So you just keep on going for all different suggestions that are more compliant. Okay, so then we can also take a look. I'm going to spin it on just a bit because of the time. I'm just going to spin it on just to... Oh, can I spin it on?
I think so. Or maybe it's in presenter mode, that's why it's on.
All right, we'll just leave it. Okay, no.
Just click this button. We'll forward it a few seconds.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. So so this is retail marketing compliance. So we've got 4 sentences, I think. So what we're doing in this case is we're sending requests. It's not working at the moment, but it'll be fine in a sec. We're sending in the request with a risk level of low. And for all those sentences there, we should be able to get 4 sentences back. And those 4 sentences then have various issues with them. This will be the more stable one here. So the first one is high, second one is medium, high, and then low. So you've got low, medium, high. And then your categories are promissory, misleading, and exaggerated. So those 4 sentences aren't good. And there's the reasons our retail marketing compliance model is saying you've got a problem. Okay, and So then this is the retail marketing compliance endpoint. You see you've got the Swagger endpoint that you can query as well. So essentially, really, that's it. That's all you need to do. Because it's out of time. But that's all we need to do to create that agent. Use those two tools, use Open API specification that you get free from the model catalog. Just add in the servers field, and that just points to the URL of where you deploy the model, and that's it.
Awesome, great. Thank you so much, Jono, for presenting that agent. As you saw, that it's pretty straightforward to do it. All you had to do was choose a model deployment and connect to Open API tools, where the tools are basically pointing to the endpoints of the models deployed through Foundry, and within a few minutes, you can have your agent up and running. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.